Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Police are investigating after a pickup truck crashed into two houses just after midnight. An officer tells KELOLAND News that the driver of the truck ran off the curb along South Jessica Avenue and crashed into a house near Cherry Rock Park before crashing and lodging itself into a second house.
Authorities say there was significant damage to the homes, but no significant injuries to the people inside or the driver. The officer said that speed and alcohol are suspected to be factors. We hope to hear more from this morning's police briefing. You can watch that right here at 10:30 on KELOLAND.com.
Authorities in Sioux City, Iowa are investigating a body found in the Big Sioux River. Sioux City Fire and Rescue was called to retrieve the body Saturday evening. Authorities say a fisherman reported seeing the body peeking out of the water.
The body was taken to the morgue for identification. It wasn't immediately clear how long the body had been in the river. The South Dakota Division of Criminal Investigation is looking into reports of an explosion at a home in Tabor. Authorities arrested Joseph Hansen in connection with the explosion.
He faces charges of possession of a destructive device and possession of substances with intent to make a destructive device. It was a busy night of storms in area of KELOLAND. This is what it looked like from our Parker live cam as a storm cell moved in. People in some areas of eastern South Dakota could be waking up to damage this morning as storms brought high winds and hail.
And this is a look at part of the storm that likely had hail. KCCR radio out of Pierre captured this video near the Brule-Buffalo County line late yesterday afternoon.
The storms have moved on, but there could be more on the way.
Let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Scott Munt. Scott?
All right, good morning, you two. Good morning, everybody. We are watching maybe for that isolated chance for a shower thunderstorm as we go into the later part of today and even tonight. You know, enough to carry that 20% chance here and there, but I don't think we'll have anything like what we did yesterday. We are waking up to areas of fog this morning, so we'll go with those isolated storm chances later today, maybe tonight and into tomorrow, but becoming a little more active as we hit the later part of this week and for the weekend. More details on the KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. The next several weeks, you'll likely be seeing more police officers in school zones. As classes get underway, Sioux Falls Police will have extra officers out focusing on safety and enforcing the 15-mile-an-hour speed limit in school zones.
Police also ask drivers to pay attention for bus stops.
So please be cognizant of school buses and bus stops. And we'd like to remind people to properly stop for the school buses when they're required to do so with flashing red lights and whatnot.
Private schools in Sioux Falls started last week, while public schools start this Thursday. Classes at all of South Dakota's public universities start today.
And for K through 12 students, they have their first day of class in Huron, Yankton, and Stanley County. Remember, we are your back-to-school headquarters. On KELOLAND.com, you can find school start dates and other resources along with a photo gallery.
Also, if you are a parent, student, or educator, we would like to see your back-to-school pictures. Just send them to ushare@KELOLAND.com.
We brought you Jenna Van Hollen's story last Friday about being recruited from the Garrettson girls soccer team to kick for the football team. Friday night, history was made as she took the field and kicked the game-winning extra point for the Blue Dragons.
Players, coaches, and fans stormed the field after they knew they won.
Everybody gives knuckles and head taps, so I got a ton of those. I couldn't even see straight. My helmet was being bottled everywhere with all the head taps. So everybody was just really supportive and cheering me on, and it was great.
Garrettson's head coach said Van Hollen started practicing with the team just last Monday. They won Friday's game with a final score of 43-42. They play next on Saturday at 6 p.m. against Hanson.
The Sioux Falls Little League team made history last week with the program's very first win at the Little League World Series.
And while they were supposed to play Oregon on Sunday, Hurricane Henri caused the game to be postponed. Sioux Falls will instead play today at 2 p.m. Central Time as long as the weather holds out. That is a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather today, well, we've got some dry conditions in the west. We're still dealing with this. Red flag warnings in effect, including Rapid City today. Hot, dry. There could be some dry lightning problems in a few areas of western South Dakota. later this evening. We picked up some spotty rain, some streaks and clusters of thunderstorms yesterday. We ended up with 80-mile-an-hour winds in Aberdeen, but we also had 0.7 of an inch of rain. There was some tennis ball, baseball-sized hail on the Spink-Brown County line. A lot of busy weather in spots. A heavy downpour south of Mitchell. Ethan and that area west of Ethan had a very good rain last night, 2 inches or more. Today, we're starting the day quiet, but we'll see if we fill in the gaps a little bit here. Some thunderstorm development again as mentioned in the west. That could develop east, and any one of these spots, East River, could get a thunderstorm tonight. It's just that we don't expect the coverage to be all that significant, but do be aware of that. And even tomorrow with some of this heat around, there will be the makings for some storms, primarily east of Sioux Falls. Would be a better shot here tomorrow if we're going to see that. Otherwise, we'll gear up for Wednesday. Maybe a drier day there, but Thursday into Friday, it turns more active. So keep your rain gauge out. I think we'll start getting some rain chances better down the line. 98 today in Phillip. That's a hot afternoon. Looks like 95 in Winter. The 7-day forecast brings back that chance of rain Thursday into Friday. And I think we're going to keep rolling here with some periods of showers and thunderstorms even into the weekend as active weather likely in the northern plains. And that's something we haven't said for, very many days this year. It's been more dry than anything, but Aberdeen has already picked up 1.20 inches over the last couple of days or so, 3-4 days, and we're picking up more rain, I think, later in the week. Maybe a shot to tonight, tomorrow. That's only 20% though. Pierre, also, let's kind of keep our eyes focused on Thursday. That's your next best round coming in from the west, northwest. And Rapid City is also in line for some much needed rain after a dry spell and the fire danger that has sprung up as a result of that. Check out the details with our Storm Center update right now at KELOLAND.com.